Salutations, my name is Summer and this is Sterling Reads, and I want to talk to you today about some projects, some book reading projects that I have that I want to work on for the rest of the year. There's 4, and the first one is the only one that I'll be able to complete this year, and it is a project that I have been wanting to this series of books I've been wanting to read forever. My mom read them when she was pregnant with me, so I've had to hear about them my whole life, and I've read the first 2 in the series, and starting in April I will be reading the 3rd one, and I've started it, and that is The Seekers by John Jakes. This is the Kent Family Chronicles is what it's called. So we are now to Abraham Kent. This is a long line of a family. It starts out in France with Pierre, and he comes to America. A ton of things happen, but now this is about they went through the Revolutionary War, and they're going through some other battles and stuff. But right now we're with Abraham, who does not want to follow in his father's footprints of working as a printer. So yeah, I don't know what's going to happen with him. One thing about this series is they always get caught up with these women that are trouble. So, but they are epic. There's a lot of adventure. There's a lot of drama. They're a lot of fun, and they're historical fiction. So this is the 3rd book, The Seekers. I want to read a book a month. I will complete it in September with the 8th book, Lawless isn't the 8th book. I think the 8th book is called The Americans. Anyway, very good. I'm excited about it. So the second project that I'm working on, I cannot physically show you because I have all 20 books on my Kindle. And this series is by Emile Zola, and it is called, I'm going to mispronounce it, the Rougon-Macquart Family, I don't know the name of it. But anyway, there's 20 books. I will not be finishing it this year, but I plan to read a book a month. I finished book 1, absolutely loved it. I read it with Shawn D. Standfast and Arianne. And hopefully, I plan to read 1 a month. Hopefully, I will continue to hear from Shawn and Arianne. I know they're very busy with a lot of other series, but I plan to read a book a month. And like I said, I won't be finishing this until next year, but it is something that I'm excited about. This family line, I haven't really talked about book 1 yet. I just finished it like last week. So yeah, I'm going to talk about it more on my wrap up. But yeah, so this family who has kind of like split, it's very interesting, really enjoying it. It's another project. Another project which I've talked to you about before, and when I first started my channel, which I think is going on 5 years, I'll have to double check. One of my 2nd or 3rd videos was I wanted to do the Great American Reads Challenge, which is 100 books, and it is 100 of the most popular, not necessarily the best, but popular books. And so I think I've read 70. I'm going to do like a whole video on it in July because July is when I made my first video on it 5 years ago, I think. But I do plan to read 3 books from the Great American Reads list, and you can look it up. It was PBS who did it. It is online still, where you can print out the list and check off the ones that you've read. But anyway, the 3 books I plan to read this year, I think I need to read 30, but I only plan to read 3. That's Memoirs of a Geisha by Arthur Golden, and I know there was a lot of controversy about this book and the author. And I want to read Americana by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. I've had this on my TBR. I've had this book forever. I have this list in my hand. Oh, I didn't even sign it. Well, I'm sure I did. I just couldn't find it. So anyway, those are the other book is on my Kindle that I want to finish. and that is, and I've started it, A Prayer for Owen Meany by John Irving. So those are the 3 things I want to read for that challenge. So the last and 4th challenge is one that I'm super excited about and nervous about. I want to get caught up on all my Stephen King reads. So I've been reading Stephen King since I was 14. I have reread many of his books. I was curious about how many books I have not read of his, and by the list, there's 15. By the list that I've looked through 2 different places, and it was easier on Goodreads because I have books marked off that I've read. But these are the 15 books that I have not read by Stephen King. And one is his brand new release, Never Flinch. Holly, I just started. So I'm just a chapter in. This one's going to be very scary and it feels very real. You Like It Darker. I have that on my Kindle. Thank you, Nathan. I have a lot of these on my Kindle because of Nathan, but that's one that I don't own physically, but I do have on my Kindle. Sleeping Beauties, he wrote that with his son, Owen. I have not read it. I do own the rest of these physically. Full Dark, No Stars. Joyland is another one that I have as an ebook only. 4 Past Midnight, which is a series of stories also. Hearts in Atlantis. The Regulators. Nightmares and Dreamscapes. Cycle the Werewolf. I only have that on ebook also. So there's 3 of these I only have on ebook. Different Seasons, Night Shift, The Talisman, and Black House. Black House and The Talisman he wrote with Peter Straub. So yeah, those 15. I will not finish it this year. I do not want to finish it this year. I do not want to get completely caught up with reading everything, because that makes me nervous. I always want there to be something, and he's such of a amazing, he writes constantly, so he's always putting out books. So I always want there to be a book waiting for me by Stephen King. But yeah, 15. I don't feel like that's very many to catch up with. So anyway, I'm enjoying my read of Holly so far. Those are my 4 projects that I am starting and wanting to. I'm only completing the one this year, but next year I may be completing another one. Hopefully the Zola, since there's 20 books. But we'll see. Anyway, let me know if you have any projects that you're doing this year or you've been thinking about doing. And let me know if you have any thoughts about these and how you're doing. And thank you so much for watching. Bye.